It's your boy Do Six Doody, to be exact. The, the old nigga, you know what I'm saying, the rapper, Unk Ass, you know what I'm saying? Nah, just let me stop fucking with y'all. But it's my first reaction video. I'm gonna react to this video from Killer Chronicles. It's called Taliban Takeover, Northside Minneapolis Bloodbath. Now let me tell y'all a little bit about Northside. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people from when I go out of town, they be like, "Where you from?" I'm like, "I'm from Minneapolis." Where is that? Minnesota. They be like, "Is black people there?" All right, no, but for real. I'm starting to see more documentaries pop out about what's really going on. You know, Minnesota, people sleep on Minnesota, man. We ain't just the Vikings and Prince, nigga. It's a hood out here, boy. Niggas are getting clapped over here, boy. Like it's nothing. But that ain't nothing to glorify, but it's just happening over here, bro. It's funny to see that people just not catching on, out of town people and shit. So I grew up over there. I'm from Chicago, but I moved to Minneapolis at a young age. You know what I'm saying? I jumped off the porch in Minneapolis for real. So I know a lot of stuff in this backyard. A lot of stuff had to do with this. So I might break this video down in two parts. You know what I'm saying? With this first reaction. So let's get to it, man. Enough talking. Hold on. All right, let's go.
On the afternoon of August 8th, 2021, police in Minneapolis, Minnesota were on edge. Tensions had reached a boiling point, and it appeared that the city was on the brink of yet another gang war. Just hours earlier, a 31-year-old man named Prince Martin, aka Prince Hidden, had been gunned down outside a gas station that was known as a popular hangout for gangsters. Prince himself was not just a local father of four, but also a charismatic, high-ranking member of a gang called Taliban, or YNT, that was well known to police. No one had been arrested for killing him, but everyone knew who YNT's crosstown rivals were.
I'm pause right there. So they was right about one thing. Prince Martin, aka BD Boo, you know what I'm saying? He's one of the big Y's. Folks, one of the originals from his section or whatever, but you know, I don't know why they saying YNT and Taliban is the same gang. That's actually two different gangs or cliques, whatever y'all want to call it. He was not Taliban that I know of, but hey, you know, they be trying to mix shit together, make shit seem bigger than what it is. But yeah, I don't know. I don't even know why they started with his death because this shit old as hell. Like not his death, but this beef been 20 years, bro. Damn near. Shit. Like, come on.
Minneapolis gang detectives, like Sergeant Andrew Schroeder, had plenty of reason to be scared. For the past 15 years, a bloody, seemingly endless rivalry.
Officer Schroeder? That's a dirty ass cop. Dirty. He got promoted to like a homicide nigga, a homicide detective or something like that, but he dirty, bro. You could Google that man. Google Andrew Schroeder. He got all type of shit where they was making up informants, making up information to give warrants to raid people and lock people up. Like they some little tricky little cops, bro. You know he got clout though, cause he be getting a lot of arrests, so they probably kick that shit under the rug. Which I don't know how this police shit go, man. All right, back to the.
Had taken the lives of many around the Twin Cities, from gang members who were deeply involved in the conflict to innocent children who were simply in the way of a stray bullet. While some of the rival gang violence could be chalked up to disputes over control of money blocks and drug turf, much more of it was simple vengeance. Just murder begetting murder, as people who had recently lost loved ones decided to lash out. In this part of town, an absurdly high percentage of deadly violence could be attributed to groupings of allied gangs that were respectively known as the Highs and Lows. These collectives claimed turf on opposite sides of the very same street where Prince Martin had been gunned down on August 7th, 2021. The fears of impending violence the following day.
So they trying to say this thing called the highs and lows. Like the police, I don't know if it's the police or the news people, they trying to make this shit like simple, and it's not simple. The highs and the lows are not gangs. They not. First of all, the highs really don't exist. Like you don't see nobody. If you from there, you don't see nobody say, "Oh, we the highs, we the highs, we the highs." They just said that because it's the opposite of the lows. The lows is a real neighborhood, and you don't have to be in the gang to be the highs or the lows. You don't have. You could. That's literally somewhere you grew up. You know what I'm saying? The lows, you can literally grow up in the lows and not be in the gang. There's people that grow up on that side of town and they not involved with nothing. You know what I'm saying? But they gonna try to make it seem like this big thing, and that's I hate when I see that shit because it's not real. It's really not real. It's clickbait.
Day turned out to be justified. On the night of August 8th, yet another innocent life would be lost as part of a particularly bloody month in Minneapolis, which included shootings, car crashes, stabbings, betrayal, prison sentences against young men, and finally, a call for peace from Prince Martin's mother, who spoke out in public just 4 days after losing her son, urging those behind the violence to, quote, put the guns down. It was an act of bravery, for as we'll see through this story, mothers are often the overlooked victims of gang violence, and they often suffer the most. But the violence...
Facts. Condolences to all the mothers that lost their sons to this, and daughters or kids to this street shit, especially here in Minnesota, bro, because it's so small up here, bro. It's so small. Like the north side, it's like 50 blocks of hood for real. That's small for like Chicago or something. Like it's like 50 blocks this way, 25 blocks this way. Like that square little is the hood for real. But like yeah, the moms be the ones who take the biggest hit because they responsible for your body. You know what I'm saying? They got to come up with the bill, the funeral money, and you know what I'm saying. They be the ones hurting for real. Your homies be fake homies. They don't really cry as long as the mamas and all that shit. So like, yeah, they the real victims for real. Like with all this shit. And another thing too, not saying this lady like that. I don't know her, but there's a lot of mamas in the hood that's ghetto as hell, and they with that shit. Like they know what they kids into. They with the dumb shit. They gang banging with the kids. Like there's some shit that's going on that people don't really try to talk about in the hood, but it's they in it. Not you know what I'm saying. Not saying this lady, you know what I'm saying, but condolences to her family though.
This is just the tip of the iceberg. In today's episode, we'll explore not just the rivalry behind these tragic incidents, but also the gang takeover of the Minneapolis fentanyl trade, the nationwide drug ring that helps supply it, and all of the deaths and prosecutions that have since followed. Minneapolis is a city of 400,000 people spread across 59 square miles. But for our story today, so many significant, life-changing events happened right here, the intersection of West Broadway Avenue and Lyndale Avenue North. The West Broadway corridor, as it's known, represents a territorial divide. Every day, on this
B-way.
thousands of dollars in drug money exchanges hands. Some folks have even lost their lives right here, where others have stood hours later, plotting retaliation. The highs and lows rivalry dates back 15 years or so. Many theories have been floated to explain how it all started, including the 2009 killing of a Taliban member named Kyle K. Top Parker. But there were a few significant homicides that helped
R.I.P. Cal. I knew dude personally. Now, that shit was in 2009. It's 2025. That shit wasn't the start though. It was already bussing before that. Like Kyle was one of the first deaths that kind of like made his homies kind of really get out here for real, like serious, but it was still shots being fired both ways, you know what I'm saying? And it's crazy how all this shit played out because like Kyle really was about his money for real. He wasn't really, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't really with the violence as much, you know what I'm saying? Not saying he like softened none. He probably get his hands dirty if he had to. But like bro was really trying to get money for real. You know what I'm saying? And shit, he ended up getting killed and it left no room to really squash what him and his little gang had going on for real. No, but RP Cal.
cement the conflict in place and ensure that peace would be hard to ever come by. The highs stay in an area north of West Broadway Avenue, while the lows occupy the southerly regions, as highlighted by highs rapper known as Gregory Brown, aka Knowledge. Having such an easy-to-map territorial marker has made it easy for both gang members to find rivals, but also for them to mistake.
And that's a funny name for a rap nigga, Knowledge, bro. You know what I'm saying? That nigga named Knowledge, he know a lot of shit. He know a lot of shit. A lot. You know what I'm saying? He got some good music, though. Go check him out. Go look up Knowledge, man. If you can find
civilians for rival gang members based on their activity in a particular neighborhood. The highs are comprised of the aforementioned Youngin' Thuggin' gang, also known as the Taliban, as well as the Free Shots, the Black Mob, the Irv Boys, the Trey Trey Crips, and K-Block, just to name a few. The lows are made up of the 19 Block Dipset, the Stick Up Boys, Scarface, and also the Skits Squad, a gang that formed in September 2011 after a Scarface member named Jawan Skits Osborne was shot and killed on DuPont Avenue North, just 6 weeks after he allegedly shot and wounded a YNT member named Josiah Taylor, aka.
Alright, so let me explain it again. Now, the highs and the lows, bro. It's not that simple. All them gangs they just named, it's people that's in all damn near all them gangs that's either from both sides of this highs and lows shit. Like it's people from Skid Squad, Scarface, Taliban, YNT. It's motherfuckers that's from these gangs that grew up in the lows, grew up in the highs. You know, it's not really like a section. Like it's not like that, bro. It's way more complicated, bro. And Joanne RP Skits, man, that's my people. And Skits, he was a good little dude, man. He was smart, you know what I'm saying? Bro was brave. He was brave, a brave young man, you know. So it's just crazy. I didn't really want him in the streets. You know, I was kind of mad at the people, you know, people was giving them guns, but you can't really control it at that age. When people jump out the porch, you know, it's like, man, it's like they, you know, they see they older cousins in it, they get in it, you know, trying to make it's about family to certain people, you know, so they, I don't know that his death was it's a big hit. It made shit 10 times worse, bro. I'm talking about because he was younger, you know, he's a younger Scarface member, so everybody he has own little friends though, so everybody his age and younger that he was friends with that wasn't really gangbang with him, it forced them into the streets in a way because you know it pushed a lot of young dudes in the field that was hurt behind that. So it made shit a lot worse. It started getting a little more tricky, you know. But I'm gonna keep listening though.
A Joker, which coincidentally occurred 10 years to the day before Prince Martin was killed. The formation of the Skid Squad marked a particularly violent period in Minneapolis history. After Joker survived the shooting and a Highs member presumably killed Osborne in retaliation, the Skid Squad responded with a series of shootings that led to months of retaliatory violence between them and
years, though, not months.
It all culminated in an incident on the morning of June 26, 2012, when a pair of alleged Skid Squad associates fired into a home on Bryan Avenue North, where YNT members were known to reside, but instead ended up hitting Nizel George, a 5-year-old boy who was sleeping on a couch in his home when he was killed. When police made arrests, the suspect.
I'm pause that right there. I remember that like it was yesterday. RP Lil Nazel. That was a sad situation, bro. A real big misunderstanding. And like, but what they not telling y'all in this little documentary is the dudes that that who was at the house where he was at, they wasn't really YNT. They was a different gang. I don't remember the name of that shit, but they was like some YNT affiliates. Like they was just affiliated, cool with them. But they actually shot up the house first of the dudes who came back and shot at their house, who actually killed the little boy. So in a way, it's kind of their fault too, you know. But they not, you know, people don't want to take accountability, or they whoever did this documentary don't know. But yeah, they kind of pushed that button on themselves with that little boy, and you know, RP though, it's sad, you know, shit like that happen. So you know that's why you gotta really be on your man's. Like that shooting up the house shit is kind of stupid. So I don't know.
Suspects turned out to be juveniles themselves, who ultimately pled to decades in prison. As for Joker Taylor, not only did his gang membership persist, the following year he was accused of shooting a witness against his brother, Samuel Josephat Taylor, in a case involving the killing of a Minneapolis cab driver. Another significant spree of shootings came in May of 2016.
That cab driver, that was some tweaking shit. I don't know what the fuck.
Was gunned down during a gathering of low-end members in a shooting that left 7 others wounded. Low Davis was killing of a Minneapolis cab driver. Another significant spree of shootings came in May of 2016, when a man named Roy Dolo Davis was gunned down during a gathering of low-end members in a shooting that left 7 others wounded. Weeks later, a high-end member named Derek Little D. Rogers was chased down the Olson Highway and fatally shot, allegedly by Lowe's members seeking revenge for Dolo. At the scene of Rogers' death, a Highs member known as Tez Blood stood above his close friend's body.
I'm gonna stop right there. So, RP Dolo, RP Lil D, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm gonna speak on the Dolo situation first. Dolo that was my little bro. He was cool as hell, man. He had talent, bro could rap his ass off. Like really good. If y'all on YouTube, look up ABK Dolo or ABK Hatch, you know what I'm saying? Bro them had some raw ass music around the time that drill shit started kicking off. And matter of fact, all the shit that's happening around this time is actually when the drill scene started kind of busting. You know what I'm saying? So like it kind of influenced a little bit because people start rapping like that. You know, in Chicago, like our neighbor for real, it's few hour drive. So, but yeah, Dolo was a good dude, man. Bro was family orientated. You know what I'm saying? Bro had love for his homies. You know what I'm saying? And how that shit even happened? It was so many people out there. Like some other niggas slid. People start shooting, but if you want to be 100, they don't really know who shot who, bro. All them people who got shot was a lot of that shit was friendly fire. It was too many people with guns not paying attention, niggas lacking, you know, just dumb shit. Like, and they out there celebrating another homie that passed right there. So it's like a memorial, which niggas should already know. Like, be on point for this. But you know, it was too many people shooting, bro. I got firsthand knowledge of people that was out there that was telling me shit like niggas who supposed to be on point was shooting scary, like running and doing that dumbass shit. So ain't no telling, you know, maybe they did it, maybe bro them did it. I don't know. That's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I would hope not, but that shit, RP Dolo. And the shit with Lil D, that's a whole nother situation. That wasn't really like no retaliation shit. You know what I'm saying? Not saying niggas wasn't on no retaliation shit for Dolo, but the Lil D shit was more like they kind of put themselves in that blender because they was sliding, trying to do like a little hit or whatever. Whoever he was with, you know, they seen somebody that they thought they was gonna catch. You know, whole time they not paying attention to the whole surrounding, so they try and go down, and somebody catch them off guard, shoot up the cop, bro them crash, and shit everybody get out, leave him. You know, bro, that dude ran and whatever happened. Like, you know, somebody chased him down. But like that was more on some that like they went into that. That wasn't like no we looking for them and nah. It was so that's the real situation behind that. You know what I'm saying? RP Lil D. I knew bro from Jared Gamble's Boys and Girls Club days back when we was kids and shit. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't friends, but we knew each other though. He was alright, you know. But shit, man, keep going.
When another member who was incarcerated happened to call him, quote, "Somebody gonna go to sleep tonight, bro," Tez allegedly told his friend. "Somebody gonna feel how I feel." What followed was a string of violence, including the killing of a 2-year-old, Levante King Jones, during a drive-by shooting, and the fatal shooting of 36-year-old Crystal Collins, who was allegedly used as a human shield by the gang member who the attacker had been aiming at.
Them two murders. Well, the murder with that little boy they talk about, RP that little boy, RP that lady. That little boy murder is cap. That had nothing to do with no gang shit, bro. That was literally some road rage, some I think some baby daddy shit. Like it wasn't no highs and lows shit, bro. They just threw that in there to sauce up this story, make it look more crazy. You know what I'm saying? The situation with that lady, you know what I'm saying? She's actually related to some dudes, you know what I'm saying? And she was just standing in the wrong place, wrong time. So that I mean, she's probably a casualty of the war. You know, she was just with her peoples, and somebody came through, did what they did. But like, yeah, RP them, you know, innocent life still. Well,
During police investigations, Tez Blood's name came up as being somehow involved, but the connection was so tenuous that prosecutors never charged him. These murders and others were almost surely on the minds of police investigators after the evening of August 7th, 2021, when Prince Martin was shot and killed while standing outside Winners Gas at the corner of West Broadway and Lyndale Avenue North. It was a location well known to gang members and police as the, quote, murder stop. And as the name implies, there had been shootings there before, like when the High's Black Mob member, William Ravon Johnson, aka Lil Will, survived being shot there a year earlier. But if you're wondering about what would cause gang members engulfed in a bitter rivalry to hang out in the same places outside where they could be easily spotted by rivals or police, the answer is actually quite simple. As the famous saying goes, a lot of money that went by.
I'll stop right there. So I'm gonna pause the video right here, and I'm gonna do the rest of this on the part two. But I'm gonna speak on what they just talking about, like the shit with the murder station. Now the murder station, that's Laurie Lindell. That's the Winners gas station. That gas station been hot since the '90s, bro. That gas station been getting since the '90s, since the old gangs, since the GDs, Vice Lords, Stones, Crips came to Minnesota. Like they was that was just a hot spot. You know, they just motherfuckers would meet up there and shit would go down, go left. A lot of people got killed up there over the years. You know, it just that just been hot like that. And as far as like or what they were saying, like why these dudes is out there, you know, because it's a lot of money out there. Cool. Like, yeah, it is a lot of money out there, you know, because that's the last real busy intersection where people really sit around and sell drugs. You know, like back in the day, it was more spots like that. Ain't no more spots like that. You had spots like Snow Foods, Wafanda's, Big Stop, all these big hood stores that a lot of drug dealing was happening at, but the city shut them down because of the crime. You know what I'm saying? This is so like that. You can't really shut down the gas station like you can shut down a corner store. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a necessity build business. So yeah, them dudes is out there trying to get their money, but another reason why they not gonna tell you, they out there because like they really couldn't sit in the back streets like they used to, because niggas was coming through that bitch going crazy, you know. So I would want to sit on that camera too if I knew if I go on this back street, I'm gonna somebody gonna come out of cut and pop my ass. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's just stupid because if you're trying to hustle, then you know shit can happen. You know what I'm saying? Like with the police, you under it's stupid for real. Trying to hustle at least, but hey man, my name Doody man. Y'all like my first half of this documentary reaction? Like, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Tell your people. You know, so I'm trying to put on for the North Side, Minneapolis, shit, Minnesota in general. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause Minnesota very, very slept on, bro. But this it's a lot of history here, a lot of real legendary shit that go on here. Not even just the street shit, bro. We got a lot of shit. You know, it's a lot of black people. I know out of town people don't think it's black people. It's black people here. Like we deep. It's a lot. So yeah, man. Part one. Hit me back on part two, man.